All right, live on YouTube and live on TikTok, Shelly. Make sure my YouTube live's kind of looking over at our. Sorry, guys, if you're looking at our junk over here, but I'm moving it for you. There we go. Come on, Bud Rowe. And let's see. Come here, friend. Come here. Drax, come. Break. Hey, guys, what do you say? You probably can't see what I'm doing over here. Come on, big guy. Drax has got his very own flashlight now for our adventures, and I'm putting it on his collar. Hey, buddy, you got a good dog. Okay, he's got a flashlight. Hey, what do you say? All right. Anybody home? Let me make sure my screen is turned up here. I can barely see you. There we go. Hey, guys. Now, this is going to be our very first attempt at bringing two audiences into the fun. Let's see, we've already got 6 people here. You kidding me? Say hi, friends, so I can see who you are. We got Uncle YouTube over here to visit with us for a little while as well. So I hope you guys are doing good. What do you say? Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing good tonight. Creature Preacher here. And Drax is back here somewhere. He's loitering. We got Drax's very own flashlight now. Yeah, I tried it out last night. Rich, what do you say, buddy? Hey, guys. Hello, everybody. So we got Drax a flashlight. We're going to hook it up. We're going to take him on an adventure later tonight. This is our very first attempt. Let me move this back a little bit. Computer, turn volume to 4. Let me give this a little bit of a move back so I can have some room to play. There we are. Hey, K-Dub. Howdy, Rich. Hey, Cinnamon's here. I was hoping one of our mods would hop in. What do you think of that, Cinnamon? You see our little flashlight for the dog? Mike, what do you say, Mike the guy now? Hey, bud. Hope you're doing good. Listen, I was going to wait a little bit. We've already got nearly 100 friends in here. Would you guys do me a favor and tap that screen? Let's get 1,000 in here. But somebody sent her some stuff in the P.O. box, but they didn't put a name on it. Maybe it was one of you guys. And I'm pretty sure it's for Rochelle, but I don't know. You know? Hey, Cinnamon, I see you. Is that a little light-off flashlight? It is. It is. Hey, guys, what do you say? You guys share too. Call some of your friends. We do interactive story time. We're going to get rolling here in a little bit. But somebody sent these things. It says Premium Powder Ice Max Man Care. Hey, Meemaw, what do you say? Hey, 2019 Gmail. Hey, guys, 165 friends. You guys are rolling in. But check this out. Man Care. I don't know where it came from. It wasn't even labeled for me or Shell, so I just assumed it was for Shelly, but I'll use it. Hey, Christopher. Hey. What do you say? Drax is back here barking at his food. I'll show you what he's doing if you're wondering. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why dogs do this. He likes to communicate with his food and say that I win. I'm going to eat you now. You guys have dogs that do that? They bark at their food dish. Hey, dwarf lionfish, love you, bud. What do you say? Hope you guys are doing well. Nearly 200 friends in here out the gate. That is phenomenal. And I want to do something fun tonight, Mike the gynecologist. I hope you guys are well. We had everything set up here on the TV, and I kind of have it set up to where we can put pictures up on the television, and I can put our link tree information and all that good stuff, and our people that are having their stories. We still have our board from last time, guys. If you're new to this and new to story time, let me tell you what happened. We had a good story time the other night. Anybody here? Gulf Coast, there's my brother. Hey, anybody here for the last story time? Well, anybody here? Friends, if you've never been to a story time, you're in for a treat. Just hang in for a while, okay? Don't go anywhere. There's 7 people over here. They're new. They've never been to Creature Preacher's story time before, I don't believe. So they're all wondering what the Hello Kitty's going on. Who is he talking to over there? I have Uncle TikTok over here. And tomorrow we're going to have Uncle Instagram on another side. We're all going to have a big party together. You guys hang out with us for a while. But here's what's going on. This is what happened last time. Sarah went to New Zealand. It was a nice trip to New Zealand, Dwarf. You remember that? I'm doing well. I feel good. I hope you do, Dwarf. But Sarah went to New Zealand, and she was attacked by a giant bird and lost her mind. Horrible thing. Really bad for her. But she was kind of saved by a man by the name of Big Blue and another one by the name of Jalen. I'm very grateful for them, by the way. They saved her, but she still lost her mind, but they saved her body, you know? We take our wins where we can. Now, Olympia, Julie Pitbull Mom, was controlled by cockroaches. I'm sorry. Julie, are you here? Julie, if she's here, she's come back in spirit because she was controlled by a cockroach. It was really bad. Hey, Debbie. And John Wick and Judy McKee Smith. What happened to them? One lived and one didn't live. I don't know what happened to one of them, but that's their pictures there. I did pretty good, didn't I? Hey, Cinnamon, thank you. I think I did good with the pictures. That's what happened to our last people. There you are, friends, if you're wondering. Here's what happened to our last folks. This is the board of fate. Hey, I see some people there. Andrew Spalding. Hey, buddy, what do you say? Hey, Andrew, I saw Andrew. What do you say, brother Andrew? Let's close this. I can't see because it's got a big old thing. It says managing moderators can support your channel. Get out of there. I don't want to learn more right now. I want to see our friends. Fran. Hey, Chris Newell, how are you? All right, well, guys, I'll figure more of this out. I got fat fingers, and they don't want to touch screen very well. Will you look at that? We got some friends over there that kind of jumped over there, hopping back and forth. I'm so happy to see that. And that's over on our other page. We're going to put all our stuff up there. We got all kinds of stuff going on right now. There's our board of fate. And unfortunately, I got to do something tonight. And guys, Andrew, Fran, Cinnamon, Omega Knot, I want you guys to do me a favor. Every moderator that's here in the house, let me know. Hey, Debbie, thank you so much. I want to know our mods because we're going to hop right into a story time. There's no better way to tell you what story time's all about. Eric, what do you say? No better way to tell you what story time's about than to just hop in. So I want to do something fun tonight, and I need you guys in the crowd. You guys going to do me a favor? Hey, Howard, I want you guys to do me a favor. Fraggle Rockstar, Don, the doll on Amazon. Oh, no, jamming. So I want you guys to vote. We're going to find out which one of our mods. Hey, Ninja. Hey, Mimo. What happens? What's going on? We having an issue? If it is, I'll figure it out. I've noticed we dropped some people. So what is it? Hey, Coy Ricker, love to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Judy, thank you so much, Rich. But we're going to have you guys vote for one of our moderators to get the very first story out of the gate. It's going to be something fun. We're going to get rolling on this wicked, wonderful Wednesday. Hey, Michael, I love you too, buddy. There's Toby. What do you say, Barbara? Let's see who else here. Everybody tell me who's in. I'm going to try to read comments for a while. Sometimes I get rolling here. Sorry, guys, I can't read the whole screen here because it's got a big old button thingy there. I'm going to try to sort. Oh, you know what it is? I'm used to being able to touch the screen. I can't do it on this one. So the whole time I've been touching the screen, Toby. But let's see. Good to see you guys. Hey, Chris. Hey, Toby. Now, Debbie, thanks for the ghosties. So we're going to have you vote. Hey, Amy Long. Is that you, Amy? Hey, Rainey. Big Red's here. You guys do me a favor. We had a whole bunch of friends in here, and they went and jumped ship. Would you guys do me a favor and tap that screen? I know some of our friends, Steven's down there, liking. Wonderful story, Judy McKee Smith. I'm so glad you're back in. Hey, Dwarf Lionfish is liking too. Would you guys help them out? I don't know if you realize how these algorithms work, but it's all about touching the screen. Think of it like virtual applause. Every time you touch the screen, the algorithm goes, oh, hey, wow, they really like what I'm doing, you know. I didn't want to say it, but they're touching the screen for me. So you guys touch the screen as much as you can. Now, don't do it if you're under attack by Yeti or if you're, road rage or something like that. I don't want you to do all that and get into trouble for me. But if you can touch the screen, the algorithm says thank you very much, and so do we. Every time you tap the screen, it doesn't just go somewhere and disappear, You guys think it just disappears. It doesn't. Every tap of the screen goes out to somebody. Goes out on the airwaves or the Wi-Fi waves, and it goes to one of you. And it goes in the form of an invitation to look at a video. And you go, well, I don't know. I've seen this creature preacher before, and I don't like his voice and his mustache, and pretty sure he smells really bad, by the looks of him. So, if they watch 85% of the video that you work so hard for with the tap of that screen, then it counts as a video view on my page, which is a big deal because it means somebody saw the video. So thank you, our likers. Don't ever think that what you're doing is not appreciated. And I like to thank you too. Who did that share? Somebody else is being nice behind my back. I didn't even ask for a share yet, and you're sharing. Who did it? Lorraine, was that you? Dwarf, I might not be able to stay long. I'm so sick. Oh, no. Hey, guys, send some love to Dwarf. Dwarf is one of ours, one of our ushers, one of our front row, one of our faves. Send some love over their way. We all know what it's like to feel crusty and feel sick. It's not good, What you need to do is do the old creature preacher method. You know what I do? I get angry. I get food. I go crawl into the bed. Anybody that gets close, I bite. And I just say, come back. If I don't die, I'll be better in a while. It's not for everybody, but it works for me. All right? Works for me. Get enough food to see to your needs, even if you don't want to eat. Get water, because water is important. Lock the door to keep everybody safe. Little hazard thing, and don't come in. Yeah, it'll work for you too, I think. And if there's doctors like Dr. Mike here, he's going, oh, please don't give medical advice. Listen, I'm not a doctor. It just works for me, okay? I call it the old sick dog method. Josh Presnell, another mod. So here's what we're going to do, mods. Omega Naught's my right hand when it comes to keeping track of things. Would you find out all the mods that are here? And I need one of our friends. You guys are better at all the technical stuff than me. Would you set up a little, what do you call it, an interaction so we can vote for the mods? Whoever gets the story, we're going to do a story for the mod. And you guys get to pick what happens in that story. If it's something funny, if it's something scary, if it's something happy, you guys give me ideas, and we're going to tell a story for one of our beloved mods here. Moderators, friends, are the best thing since sliced bread. Without them, things go really, really hinky. Hey, Dwayne, I see you, buddy. Things go really, really poorly. So moderators, thank you so much. We love you, and we want to show everybody what we do with the story here. So, hey, Preach, Davis, Jeffrey, I see you, J-Bug. Everybody, light up the screen with where you're from and who you are, and just check in so I'm gonna stay on focus for a minute while our friends are sorting out the moderator thing. Let's see, Christy, there's Cutlass. I see other mods here. We got a lot of mods to choose from. We're getting a mod story going here in a second, friends. Hey, Rainey, thanks for liking. Rainey, thank you, Rainey. Hey, Kathy, Illinois, Kathy, aloha, JJ. JJ's in beautiful Hawaii. I love you, buddy. Hey, Cutlass, where are you now, Cutlass? Cutlass travels the globe. Hey, Amy, where are you at? Lower Alabama here, Judy. I know you're from Alabama. Arkansas. Howland, you just seem like you're from Arkansas. Look at Howland. Doesn't he seem like an Arkansas type of person? Just Arkansas, rugged, rearing to go. He is in Arkansas. Debbie's from Cali. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Rainey, thank you so much again. Big Red's from Indiana, the great state. Illinois, another I. Hey, Josh Presnell, I know where you're from, buddy. I've walked near your land. Hey, Georgia. All right. Next Thursday, I need a story. Your birthday's next. You know what? You're getting one, by golly. By golly, Miss Molly, you're getting one. Toby, you deserve a story, buddy. You're definitely getting a birthday story. One to be remembered. And to be fair, you might not want to let children listen to this one because you might just get a little debaucherous. Toby, how dare you? Don't touch those. Well, it's okay if you're invited to touch those, Toby. It's your birthday. They're going to kick up your heels and wear your red panties. We're going to have a night to remember. Oh, are you guys ready for that story? So we're going to do a mod story. Omega Naut, one of our mods. We're going to get a happy birthday to Scott. Hey, Scott! Scott, is it your birthday? It's going to get, is it Scott's birthday? Are you serious? Scott Taylor? You see, I didn't see any pictures, no, Meemaw, but I almost got that. Scott, you better believe you're going to get a Scott. Here we go. Shelly, do you have just panties on? We'll give everybody a happy birthday if she comes out in what she was wearing. We're going to do a rare rendition, friends. If you want to, listen, if you have sensitive ears, if you're on the spectrum or you have, tendencies and it hurts you with bad sounds, loud sounds and stuff, you probably want to get out. We're doing a happy birthday, which you don't ever, I very rarely do these. And I do it for family and friends and stuff. So I don't do it very well. Have you ever heard a bull that's been kicked in its testicles? It's kind of like that, but much worse. For me, she sings really nice. But just let you know, okay, Scott. Oh, what was that? Hey, Monsieur, did you see that?
That was awesome.
I don't know what it was, but that was wild. Thank you, Masseuse. Masseuse is here. We love Masseuse. All right, now, without further ado, Scott, where are you? Let's see. Which Scott is it? Which Scott's getting his birthday? Happy birthday, Scott. Hey, look at that. The YouTubers. Hey, you guys are awesome, too. Did I tell you? You got any birthdays over there?
Thank you all for
Any birthdays? No.
Scott's birthday is also someone's.
I've seen Josh Cutler, Cinnamon, Christy, and me. Anybody else here, Omega Naut? All right, I need to have one of you set up a poll for our friends and Friends, you'll have to go down and remind our friends how they can vote for this. Hey, masseuse! I almost scared her. That was wild. And thank you, Josh Presnell. Hey, that is so cool. Guys, those gift goals up there, the sooner we get to our gift goals, the sooner we tell a story, or 100,000 likes, either one. But we're getting going early tonight. We're going to tell a mod-only story for one of our mods here. I want you to vote for your favorite mod, okay? We're going to try to set up if we can. If not, I'll do it myself. But if one of our mods can, that would be great. If not, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind. But one of our mods just put all the mods that are here. Yeah, that is so. Where did that come from? We're gonna have some fun tonight with that. We're gonna have to have a superpower story or something. Hey, Debbie, thank you so much. But every one of those Earths you see our friends giving, the reason we have such outlandish Earth goals is it's not just for the finances, which those are very, very helpful for us because we're trying to change the world, you know. But listen, those Earths count for double the points for TikTok rankings, and TikTok rankings, that means that we'll be seen. If you ever hit the rankings, that's why we get so excited about something called rankings, because it means that our page gets heated up and people see our videos. It's a good thing. So thank you for everybody that helps us. All those gifts help us towards our goals, all those likes, shares, comments, everything. So please, all we ask that you interact however you're able, and don't be giving us your last 2 cents or anything silly like that. Now, Scott, we got a happy birthday for you, buddy. And I'm going to let her take most of it. Let's just do a happy birthday, Scott. And I'm going to bother you because I'm going to sing too, Shelly.
Oh, you're fine.
All right.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scott. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
We love you, Scott. Yes, and that's for anybody that's had a birthday. You got an anniversary, anything like that. We'll just do the happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. There's your happy anniversaries and your birthdays and all that good stuff. We can even, come and sing at your bris or anything like that you would like. We can do anything. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. But thank you, Scott. Scott, we love our Scott. We love all of our Scotts, but thank you so much. Masseuse, thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for, I noticed we lost a whole bunch of people when I started singing, so they're probably like, oh, God, please. I come on this app to be uplifted. Why does it hurt so bad? But thank you, Shelly. You did fantastic. You're amazing. As
You're
always.
amazing.
You're amazing. Do you guys like that? You guys, she did really good. Come over here and yeah, that's your songbird right there. She's really good. This is Shelly Belly. That's her actual name on her license, Shelly Belly.
Smelly Shelly Belly.
Smelly Shelly Belly. My little goblin. All right. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Joey Whitaker. Howdy do. Shelly is also this hyped up. Sometimes I can get her hyped up. It's hard living with me. It is.
Did somebody say pizza?
Pizza gets her really hyped up. Pizza does the trick. But it is. It's difficult. Me, I can be kind of a strong taste. I guess
you get a Mario noise out of me every now and then.
I do get. She threw her neck down. Get over here. Let me tell her about this.
Yeah.
She's been getting extra love and extra massages lately because she threw her neck out. Do you want to tell them how you throw your neck out sometimes?
I don't know.
Go ahead. It's okay.
So I do sing when I get excited, like.
Go ahead and do it. Do it. Pretend that somebody just gave you $500.
Ever since I was a kid.
Make the noise. Do the noise like nobody's here. It's
Super
cute.
Mario.
I will feel the whole trailer go. And I'll feel the vibrations, and then I'll hear. Scares the absolute crap out of me. It does. Sometimes I'm used to it now, but she does it so hard that she threw her neck out. She's like, yeah.
Well, I do similar. Yeah, when I get flustered, I do kind of similar things. So that's what threw my neck out.
Hey, James, what do you say? There's our buddy James. What do you say, Joey? So yeah, she threw her neck out making Mario noises, and it's okay. It happens. I threw one time. I got stuck in a barrel chair. Who am I to make fun of? I literally got stuck in one of those. You guys ever sat in one of those, James? Those really comfortable barrel chairs. They're made of rattan, like bamboo, and they got the super comfortable cushion. It's like a nest for a human. Hey, Masucci, it's a ghosty. It is the season, isn't it? But it's one of those really comfy chairs. Anybody been in one? I'm going to read messages too, I promise. Did she get it back in? Uh-oh. Mima put that in caps. Did she get what back in, Mima? What are you talking about? Huh? Mima! All right, John. We love you guys. So what was I talking about, though? I was talking about something. I lost it. Oh, yeah. So I got stuck in one, Fran. Good to see you, Franny. Fran, make sure you add Fran to the list for getting the mod story. We're going to try to vote for a mod. I don't know if that was working. If not, I'll do it myself. But let me check down there and see. I get so sidetracked, friends. Let's have a look and see if we got. Uh-oh, something's changed over here. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Text poll. There we go. There, we got it. You got some. All right, we got our moderators. We got an awesome vote. Man, everybody, there was votes for everybody. Oh, there's 5 votes. And it looks like Christy. Christy! Are you still here, Christy? Christy, her neck. What about her neck? Hey, Scott! Scott, I got the I wanted to show it to you. I don't have it covered now. The bike cover, Scott. I had to put the video out. We got the bike cover, and I put it on the bike, and it fits perfect. So now I can ride back from Key West. Fran, I can sleep in your tent that you sent for the bike, which I'm going to do, using the mat that Scott sent. And I'm going to use those 2 things, and now I can do it. I'm going to be cozy as a bug in a rug. All I need to do is get a sleeping bag, and I'll be good to go. Which I don't like to sleep in a sleeping bag, but I feel pretty safe that a bear won't eat me like a giant marshmallow in there. Hey, Debbie. Hey, James. Hey, Dolores. Dolores is here. Fran, you're amazing. So Christy's getting a story. Guys, it is the spooky season. It is hump day. It is a Wednesday. I hope everybody's had a good week, but if you've had a real crummy week, at least you're halfway through it, right? We're halfway through it. So it's going to be good from here on out. And all I ask tonight, really, at the end of the day, is that you forget all about the junk, whatever burdens you're carrying, whatever garbage you got going on, whatever aches and pains and squeaks you got going on. Just forget all that for a while and have fun with us. Just escape in your imagination with us. It's really not all that hard. We don't ask all that much. We just ask that you communicate with us and you be a part of the fun. And here's what I want from you. If you know Christy, we love Christy. We love all of our mods here. Christy is one of our faves. She's from California. Christy is responsible for giving birth to these little nightmares. Not really giving birth. I don't know if she actually pooped them out or not, but she was the mother of these 2, the twins. They're terrible. They're terrible little twins. My name's Poopy. My name's Poopy too. Pinky Poopy. And they've come to live with me. And listen, they're real a-holes. They're real buttholes. And they stink, but I've grown fond of them. And usually they behave themselves unless you guys kick up a fuss and you start being mean. The Poo twins, that's right. The Pooplings. The Pooplings are very, very pleasant for the most part. He's trying to talk right now, but I'm smothering him. And of course, I'll have to change my shirt. But we're just going to set them back in the corner there until we need them. You guys behave yourselves or you'll hear more from them. Just kidding. Hey, Cosmo, the funny parrot. Howdy, howdy. James, thank you, White Wolf. You see all of our friends throwing down on those Rs. Thank you so much. But we're going to go right into a story. But what I want to know, what should happen to Christy from California? And friends, anything can be the limit. We try to stay PG-13, 14, 15. It's early right now. It's 10:30, so there's still little ears listening. Mommy, Daddy, what did he mean by that? And I don't want you to have to explain the birds and the bees and what Jeffrey Dahmer did to the cellmate or anything like that to your little ones. So if there are little tiny ears listening, be ready with your fingers or wax or something like that to pull Junior out of the room. Oh, God, I wasn't ready to tell him about that. So just be mindful. But we do try to keep things PG-13-ish. All right, ish. For all the guidelines and all that stuff. So, Uncle, hey, did we hit a gift goal already? Are you serious, Shelly? Wow, we hit a gift goal. Oh, my goodness. What in the world's that noise? I don't know what that is. I think she's celebrating.
I got a mosquito.
Yeah, she's killing cheaters. Hey, James, coming in number 1, coming in big. Thank you, James. Thank you so much, Debbie. Debbie, thank you. Debbie, I want you to follow our friends, the friends that you see making story time possible, friends. Sometimes they come right out of the gate and they just throw down on those earths because they want to make these stories roll. So what this means is we're going right into Christy's story. From there, we're going right into another story. So, Christy, if you're here, if not, I'll have one of our moderators pick, but I'd like you to go ahead and pick one of our friends. Maybe wait till the end of the story and tell us who that'll be. But, friends, how you get your story here. Let me finish thanking everybody. Cinnamon coming in number 3. We love our Cinnamon. She's a moderator. We love our moderators. Kershaw the wolf. Where's my wolf? There we go. Our moderators pick the stories here. They pick based on your interactions, not because you're giving, not just because you're liking or commenting, but because you're taking part. And they also have a knack for finding people that need the stories the most. You know, this is more about, you'll see. You'll just see. Amy Long, thank you so much. Golf Course Diver, our very own Scott Howland, 424. Josh Fresnel, moderators with the mostest. Off to the wood chipper, Toby. Kathy Giraffes, I like that name. Michelle Rodriguez, thank you, Michelle. Ada Keisha, there's a follow for a friend, and thank you for helping us on our journey tonight. Hey, it's Sloan Russell. We got new friends, and they're coming right out of the gate and helping us out. And thank you again. James, look at James going big on that. Let's get our board of fate. Last stories, Sarah, Julie, and John Wick. We need to get rid of the board of fate, unfortunately. Oh, no, it hurts. Look at that angry face. Please don't erase me. No, I will. Sorry, guy. We got to do it. No, John Wick says, please. But we just have to. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to put Christy up there first because she's our first story tonight. And I want you guys to follow our friend. I'm tripping on a dog here, and I think he just farted. Unless that was Shelly in there. Shelly? Who? She didn't want to answer, so I think maybe it wasn't the dog. Oh! Dropping fruit. I think that was a guava. Drax, drop that guava. He almost had a guava. Hey, James, thank you. Oh, we got to set up that gift goal, don't we? We set up, that was, can you believe that was 5,107, guys? We're at 5,108 Earths. 5,108. I am absolutely blown away. We started this at 5,000 every time we go up one. Every one of those Earths has gotten us closer to our dream and our goal of the show. Thank you, guys. Now, Christy, where are you, Christy? Did Christy run away? Rich, you going to send something, buddy? You've sent so much. I love you, friend. Let's see. Christy, where's Christy at? Welcome, new Zeno Tyler. Hey, we got a new Zeno. Welcome. Welcome. That is awesome. That's a way to start the night. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Computer, play the Shawshank Redemption soundtrack. And where are you, Christy? Is Christy here? Headless Horseman gets her. Oh, we have not done a Headless Horseman one. It actually caused a few more times you kept the same number. Have I kept the same number? I don't do that on purpose. I promise. I'm just a scatterbrain. Christy Converser. So should we bump it up one or two, you reckon? Christy Converser. You guys follow Christy. There she is. I'm writing her name out so I have it just right. You guys follow Christy Converser. She is a moderator and she is a friend. And she is responsible for so much of our fun here. I don't think we're going to have a vote whether she lives or dies. I think we're just going to go with the best idea. I heard Headless Horseman. What else do you guys have? What craziness can we get in to start the story time tonight for our friend? And bear in mind, based on your interactions, that one of our moderators, Christy, is going to pick your story next. And it might be your head on the old chopping block. So you guys behave, but also make yourself known. If you're new here, let us know you're new. Say, hey, I don't know what the Hello Kitty's going on. I'm new. I'm kind of enjoying it, but what's this all about? Our moderators are here happy to steer you in a direction that you might be able to learn a little bit. But most of all, we're about having some fun and being nice. You know, it might seem kind of gory and graphic and things at times, but you might find that we're a pretty good group of people if you give us a chance. And I think the world could use more of people that give other people a chance these days. We're so ready to judge and to jump right to a conclusion with somebody that we've never met. Social media is the worst for that. Give somebody an opportunity to make an ass of themselves before you call them one, huh? And when they do make an ass of themselves, like I inevitably will, maybe be quick to forgive. I think the world will be a better place with a lot more forgiveness, huh? So if I step on your toes, unless you deserve it, I'm sorry. But if you deserve it, well, that's another story. You probably had it coming. Christy! All right, I'm reading a Labyrinth, Amy said. Amy, I like that idea, Labyrinth. Amy's awesome. You guys follow our friends here. Thank you to all the new subscribers and new members. Subscribers only $5.99. Thank you, Mima. Thank you, Bo. Thank you, James. I hope I didn't mute Mima. No, I didn't. Thank goodness. Labyrinth, Amy said. Aliens left their pet werewolf out to play. White wolf. I've never thought of something like that. Oh, that's good. What is, we're not new here and don't know what is going on? What if we're not new here? Josh says, what if we're not new here and don't know what's going on? You're up the old creek without a paddle, buddy. Welcome to my world. Huh? Christy is the crown queen of darkness. Oh, cinnamon. Oh, cinnamon. We could go down a dark path tonight with Christy. Drax, he's chewing his toy over there. He's no. Oh, Billy! Thank you for the Diney. Ah, that was cool, man. Oh, you miss Florida. Well, Florida misses you too, Christy P. in 23. Labyrinth is a cool idea, Fraggle. It is a daggum good idea, isn't it? Fraggle. Somebody said labyrinth. I like the idea of a labyrinth. How else could we do this? A labyrinth and. A labyrinth and. Drax, are you just going to snuffle? Drax wants to say hi, obviously. Come here, bud. He's just a snuffling tonight. Did I tell you that Drax has his own flashlight now? Let's put it on him. Stay. It worked really. Thank you guys for gifting and everything. I'm going to come thank you guys. You know I thank you at the end of every story, too. Every goal we hit. Let's put his little flashlight on him, though. Stay, buddy. You're doing good. Stay. Yeah. Now, when we walk later, he lights the path. It's really cool. True story. JJ, I appreciate Toby. Thank you, James. A labyrinth. I like the idea of a labyrinth. What could we do with an idea? You guys have any ideas over here? You guys have any ideas for a story? Yeah. They're awfully quiet over there. They're like, you're not paying any attention to us. Well, you guys aren't making any noise over here. I got to see you too. You got to make noise. You got to put stuff in caps too, because I got a bad eye. Hey, Scott. Thank you, James. Now, Christiana Labyrinth. I have it. 'Tis the season, friends. Halloween season. Now, Christy, I'm sure they do this all over the United States of America and around the world, but there's something that we call, well, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Christy headed out that fall day. It was a crisp, beautiful fall day. We all know the type. The air is a little chilly. You have to layer. You got yourself maybe some underalls, some long johns, maybe some wool and a jacket. Gets a little warm by the midpoint of the day and you have to take 1 or 2 layers off, but you don't want to mess around in that cool, brisk fall morning. You start off with your coffee, but you're excited, aren't you, Christy? Because Christy knows at the end of her workday, she's going out with her family and out to do something that a lot of people do in the fall. A lot of people love it. Oh, yes. They were going to the old corn maze. The corn maze. Have you guys ever been to a corn maze? Anybody here in the chat, let me know if you've been to a corn maze. They're kind of like an American version of a labyrinth. You know, the labyrinth is an old idea. Babylonian and before. But the corn maze is an interesting American idea. It is a lot of fun. At least all of the experiences that Christy had before, it was a lot of fun. The end of the day, it took forever to get there. Anybody ever been there? You guys ever had a day that you could not wait to get started, but there was this thing called working the way first? You got to get through the day. You got to get through the daggum day. And why is it that when you want to get through the day, when there's something that you just can't wait to do, every minute feels like there's lead attached to it, and it takes 3 minutes or 4 minutes for every minute? You watch the clock, and every second just ticks away. But finally, Christy arrived at 5 p.m. She got in her Volvo and drove her family to the corn maze. They had candy apples, many different types. The candy red apples with that beautiful candy shell that crunches. Oh, the tart apple underneath and the sweet candy. Anybody? How about the caramel apples? The only worry is if you've got a filling in there, you have to worry about those fillings. But oh, the taste of the caramel in the apple. Some people have nuts attached or little candy sprinkles, but I like just the candy apples as they are. There were elephant ears. There was cider. There was hard cider for the adults and fresh beer, crafted beers for those that like that type of thing. I used to, but No longer. It was warmer now, around 65 degrees. You guys probably would know the place, but I don't want to tell where this tragedy happened. I don't want to. I don't want others to be drawn to the place out of macabre curiosity. The town suffered enough. Christy went that day and everything was beautiful per the survivors. It was getting late when they went into the corn maze. It would be the last tour of the night. You could hear the people in there playing. The children were having fun. You could hear the kids giggling and squealing and laughing. It made you want to get in there and run like a child again. Christy did, to keep up with the others. She got in the corn maze, and the corn was tall, taller than she thought it would be. Anybody that's grown up in the Midwest has been in a cornfield knows some corn gets taller than other corn. If you know what the Hello Kitty you're doing, you can get great big corn. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's scraggly and ugly corn. But this corn, somebody obviously knew what they were doing. It was on the steroid Miracle-Gro diet. It was massive corn. It was 20 foot tall, it seemed. With great big husks and tassels at the top. There were ears of corn on there the size of a forearm. It was unnatural. It was. I heard people exclaiming on the way in. Some couple, honey, have you ever seen corn that big? Well, dear, to be honest with you, we grew some awfully big corn back in Minnesota, but this corn's even bigger than that. It must be genetically engineered, he said. Oh, dear, genetically engineered, you say? Christy had a cider in one hand, and she had an elephant ear in the other, the size of an elephant's ear. She was noshing on that thing, had powdered all over. At one point, she saw a scarecrow, and she sucked in the powdered sugar from the powder of the elephant ear. Everybody was worried about her. She said, I'm fine, I'm fine. She took another bite of the elephant ear, and they moseyed on into the corn maze. It was tight in there, claustrophobic. Some of the corn so heavy with ears of corn came over the path, but you could still barely reach up and touch them. There were people up ahead, and the light was just beginning to fade a little bit. And I remember one of the guides saying they had about an hour in there to play before the sun went down, teasingly, and if you don't get out by then, the goat man will get you. No, the goat man, a local legend in that area, something told by mothers to scare their children. If you don't go to bed, if you don't eat your cereal, if you don't brush your teeth, then the goat man will get you. Nobody believes it after age 12. But there they were in the corn maze, and those old stories, Christy, made you think of them, didn't it? You could still hear the group of children ahead of you playing and giggling, squealing, and it made you feel safe. You decided to branch out, all of you. It was like that moment in a horror movie. It really was. It was just like that moment in a horror movie when people, they split up and everybody's going, no, don't do it. In fact, I think Christy had that feeling. One of them even mentioned that that's what happens in the movies, and they all giggled and laughed. The corn maze branched off in so many different directions like a proper labyrinth. Christy went down the left-hand chute. It was darker for some reason than the rest. There were more corn stalks bowed over it, I suppose. You could still hear the children having fun and giggling. Ah! And then the scream came from high-pitched childish laughter and giggles and everyone having fun to a scream that you knew something horrifying had happened, some dastardly calamity. It was a sound of children screaming and adults. Help! Blood-curdling, high-pitched screams, squeals that had turned from laughter to chaotic, painful screams. Christy immediately turned around. When she did, she was horrified to find the path that she had just come through was no longer there. It looked nothing like it. Where it had been dark before and completely flat, this path was going down at a 45-degree angle in a cornfield. She just came from there and it was flat. Flat! This could not be. But still, the screams. The screams. She headed in the direction of the screams. She's brave, friend. What if it was her people, she thought. And then it didn't matter to her. It was some people, children, they needed help. And then she heard it. She heard the bleating of a goat. But it didn't sound exactly like a goat. Like that funny Taylor Swift meme of the screaming goat. It was goat-like, but not completely. There was more bass, more guttural. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Dwarf. Toby, thank you guys so much for gifting and helping us. That means we'll have another story. I got to keep track of these things, Toby. We've already got one, but it looks like we might have another one rolling. And that was, you have to tell me how many on this one. I think that was 5,107 or 8. I can't remember. I'm going to say 8. I think it was 8. Sorry. When Christy heard it, her immediate thought was those old stories that her grandfather used to tell her around the campfire. His beard and mustache gleaming as he talked of the goat man. Beware the goat man. If you hear him scream, if you're close enough to hear him, you'll probably smell him. And that is when Christy did. She smelled the old musty, dusty odor of the goat man. It was horrifying. If a smell could be considered high-pitched, that was a high-pitched smell. Rank, like a male goat, that oily, horrible smell that gets in there and just won't leave. Christy was certain then this coincidence was getting out of hand. She kept heading in the direction of the screams. And then she saw it. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. In fact, she refused to believe what she was seeing. It's not so much she didn't believe. She just plain refused. I would too, in that circumstance. I certainly would as well. She saw it there in the night. It was hunched over. It was a wicked-looking thing. You would have thought that it was a person at first. I think anybody would have thought that it was a person. But this was no man. This was no man. This was a monster. And it was looking at Christy. It was man-shaped, yes, hulking, covered in fur. But its legs were unnatural. They were bent in a way that no human, even with a disability, no human, could be built like this thing. Its long arms nearly dragging to the ground, ending in large, powerful hands with thick nails, claw-like. It was so close that Christy could see the hairs on its nose, its goat-like nose, its horns coiled and curled and battered and covered in something that suspiciously looked like blood. Its eyes were beautiful. They looked like hourglasses. They were bright blue and black. It was just staring at Christy. And then it turned. It was on the same aisle of corn that she was. It lifted its head and it screamed into the night. Ah! And then it charged. Christy tried to get off the path. She did the best she could. The corn fought her, I suppose you could say. Murphy's Law. As hard as she struggled with those gigantic, thick stalks of corn, wouldn't let her through fast enough. She felt it, its hand on her neck, and she froze. She froze. She didn't know what to do, friends. Can you blame her? She stood stock still, thinking that it would be like some predator. Maybe if she played dead, it would think she was and leave her. It got closer, so close that she could feel its breath on the back of her neck. She felt its hand moving. It was moving her hair out of her way. And then she felt the wet, cold nose as it pressed up against her neck. It was holding her in a decidedly lover-like embrace. She was horrified as it began to feel of her. She struggled for a moment and its grip tightened on her neck, painfully so. She squeaked a bit, and it blew nose. It blew air out of its nose in a loud exhalation, so loud and so heavy that it flew her hair. She tried not to squirm. She could feel it, breathing in her nose, breathing in her scent, her ear, sniffling, snuffling. Christy couldn't help but let out a small whimper. When she did, lifted her up, held her off of the ground, turning her to face it. Oh, God, no. She held her eyes closed. As hard as she could, she did not want to see it. She did not want to see it. No, if I didn't look, it'll go away. It shook her again until her eyes opened. It wanted her to see it. She looked down at it, and it looked at her. Its eyes malicious and cruel. And it opened its mouth. Its teeth were very much like a man's teeth, only much larger. Its tongue very much like our own, covered in thick papillae and oily saliva. It licked her then, slow and long, leaving a trail of putrid slime on her face. Its tongue went in her ear, probing. She tried not to squirm, but she couldn't help it. It pushed around in there, tasting her earwax. She urinated in her pants. She pooped a little bit, just a little bit, but it was enough poop, friends, that the creature took notice. It wasn't sure what happened, so it twisted her around very quickly, holding her by her breeches, and it sniffed. It made a gasping, gagging noise and dropped her to the ground. She hit the ground with a sudden thump, and all the air burst from her chest. She tried to get it back. It was more than a small shark, friends. It was a massive, explosive diarrhea, and it startled and confused the beast. Friends, the beast staggered back. It lifted its arms up, a confused look on its face. Christy squirmed on the ground, rolling around in the feces. She realized then that would be her salvation. It was like a scene from the movie Predator. She knew then what she had to do. She began to methodically take her clothing off bit by bit, and then she began to smear the feces all over herself, like Arnold Schwarzenegger did with the mud in the movie Predator. And then she got down on the ground and she crawled, just like Arnold did, crawled through the corn. The creature was so confused, it had no idea what the hell was going on. It stood back and it snorted again, and then it turned and it fled the other direction. Christy saved everyone that night. Everyone's life. She didn't know it at the time, but her bowel evacuation saved everyone. The creature, so horrified by its experience, so devastated by what had happened to it, that it fled the scene of its horrendous crimes. All of those children, all of those men, all of those women, sausage, they all lived because of her sacrifice. She crawled out of the maze, smelling horribly, crawled into the parking lot. A police officer saw her and nearly brained her. with a cudgel. And the dog, though, it refused to bite her when it smelled her. They realized that it was a woman when she began to scream and exclaim, "Speed, Christy! Christy! Oh, you guys did it! We got another. I got to mark it. We got 2 stories coming already. You guys are unreal tonight. Was that 5,108? I want to know. Was it 5,108? Let me thank everybody who made this. You guys have rocked this one out, man. And then I'm going to find out if you like Christy's story. We got James coming in number. Listen, we got to do something for James. We got to do something for James. We got to do a James story. He's coming in number 1 so many times. We're going to have to go back to doing our top gifters. They get to pick. I think that's what we're going to have to do. James, we wouldn't have these stories without you guys. Thank you. Off to the wood chipper. Toby, my man. We love you. Thank you so much. Golf Coach Diver, my brother from another mother. Thank you. Sundog's here. Thank you, Sundog. Amy Long, we love our Amy Long. Would you guys please follow our friends? I didn't even see Susie Siren come in. Hey, Susie. You guys follow Susie. You'll love her. I promise you'll love her. Sweetest woman on this app. Hey, oh, Bo Newcomb. Bo, thank you so much for always being so kind and always helping us on our journey. Curse of the Wolf. Where's my wolf friend? There we are. Oh, we're going to have to do a wolf story pretty soon, aren't we, Curse? Bethany Palm is a new gifter and helping us on our journey tonight. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you very much. And there's a follow back for a friend. Hey, Brad, another new gifter coming in swinging tonight. Thank you, Brad. Thank you so much. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Howlin' 424, my brother. You guys got to follow my buddies. Hey, King Sausage Man, thank you so much for coming in and helping us out. Okay, guys, I think it was 5,108, so this is going to be 5,109. Hey, Sherry, werewolf. You want a werewolf story? We can make it happen. We're at 201 subscribers. You guys are the best. Hey, okay, we have 201 subscribers. Can you believe that? Even she couldn't believe it. All right, new goal. You guys are unreal. And again, I have to be a squeaking wheel, friends. Every one of those Earth gifts, our friends are being so generous and gifting. Everyone counts as double points from TikTok. And it's so amazing. We might get in rankings. The way you guys are going on those tonight, we don't do battles and stuff to get in the rankings. So this might do it. The way you guys are going, we might be able to hit rankings. And I've always said if we hit rankings, I'll come back for an encore tomorrow too. And that's in stone. But let's set up the new goal. I tried to, but I got sidetracked because you guys are so freaking amazing. And I see the gifts. Those are so cool. Thank you guys for those. Wowzer. You guys are unbelievable. Taco Bell for the win. Christy, I love you. Thank you for being a good sport. Yeah, thank you, Mom. Thank you so much. What you don't realize is Creature Preacher just told the origin story of us. That's right. It was the power of love and her poop that day that brought us to life. We were scraped off of her. That's right. We were scraped off by scientists. And they sent us to a laboratory and they fed us. And they weren't very nice. And then Christy found out about it. Let me in. And then Christy found out about it, and she sued them, and she claimed us as her own. But she had to send us away to Creature Preacher because we were real bad turds. We were being little shits. Speak for yourself. I was being a really nice guy. She's a little a-hole. Stop it. Hey, Stop it, you two. Listen. I told you you're going to get flushed if you keep this crap up. Sorry, guys. Hey, masseuse. Hey, vegetarians. All right. You guys just sit there. All right. So you guys have heard the origin story of how the poop twins came into being. It was love and Christy's sacrifice that brought them into the world. I hope you enjoyed our moderator story. That's the first one we've done, but it's not going to be the last. Tomorrow we're going to do another out of the gate. We're going to do another, let you guys pick another mod story. We got 2 stories. So Christy, she's been watching, I'm sure, the chat. She's probably got somebody, but I'm going to let her talk to you now. Follow my friend Christy, and she's going to pick the next story. So she's going to pick you guys, one of you. Everyone that's reached a new gift membership, thank you so much. And Meemaw's our cheerleader. She's our very own Meemaw. You guys believe that? We got a Meemaw over here. Do you guys have a Meemaw over there? I bet you ours is better. I bet you ours is better. I bet you our Meemaw is better. Our Meemaw can kick your Meemaw's ass. She can. Yeah, my Meemaw, she can jump 15 crocodiles. She could fist fight The Rock and win. She was a UFC fighter back in the day before the UFC was around. Our Meemaw could kick your Meemaw's ass, I'm telling you. I loved it. I love all your stories. Thank you, Dwarf. Your Hanky is calling, Adam. You're the bomb. Hey, George Nail, thanks for liking the live. Be like George Nail. George is always in here. George's fingers are like nails by now from liking. Thank you, George. We appreciate and we love you. Sagittarius, thanks for the hat and the mustache. Hey, you know what? It's been a long time since I got one of those. Kind of fits. Hey, Cinnamon, thank you so much for that. So we got to find out. Chris, it's Scott's birthday. That's right. Okay. All right. We got to do it the right way though, Scott. Can't pick too many favorites. What's going to happen to Scott? But let's do a vote real quick, shall we? Let's do a quick poll here. Should this be a happy birthday or should it be a sad birthday? Should this be the kind of birthday that Scott gets everything he ever wants? Or should this be the type of birthday that things go bad for Scott? Now, things can start off good and go bad, or they can start off bad and go good. But it all comes down to the vote. What do you guys want? Do you guys want a happy birthday or do you want a happy, oh, shoot birthday? Your pick. Oh, Scott, we love you too. Don't let that get in the way. Or, everybody loves Scott, but we all have to play by the rules. But I'll tell you this, Scott, it's going to, no matter what, no matter how our friends vote, it's going to be a really good birthday for you to begin with, okay? Now, depending on how they vote, it might turn bad, but it's going to start good. Look at our goody goodies. They're like, no, not Scott. We must give him a good birthday. And friends, if there's a gridlock, then guess what? Oh, the goody goodies are getting the baddie baddies. Oh, no. There's a gridlock, then we have to pull somebody else into his birthday party from the rankings. Oh, the goody goodies. Oh, the goody goodies. Will you look at that? I'll be daggum. Goody goodies came through. The goody goodies did it. Can you believe that? The goody goodies sniped the baddie baddies. That does not happen very often. It doesn't happen very often, does it, Scott? Oh. It was close. It was very, very close. What should happen to Scott on his birthday? Let's hear from you, friends. If it was your birthday and the most amazing thing that's ever happened to you in your life happened, what would it be? I'm going to read the comments in just a minute. I got to step off and blow my schnoz. Andrew! Our Andrew's here. Andrew, we need to get on the phone and talk. I love you, man. We got some cool stuff going on. And Andrew has been so amazing. He's so smart. You guys got to follow Andrew. He knows all kinds of cool stuff. And he's one of our moderators, which means they're freaking amazing. Stay, Budrow. YouTube! You guys bear with me. It's his birthday. He can cry if he wants to. Cry if he wants. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew's being nice behind our backs. Let's see. Now, where were we? Mermaid saves him. Hemorrhoids. Octopus. Nopester. All right. What happens? I'm reading all the comments now. What happens on Scott's illustrious birthday? It is warm in here. 81 degrees. Not that bad. All right. Fran, thank you very much. He finds love in a difficult situation. Oh, Vincent. A wax fay, thank you. Did I miss story time? We got story time rolling because of our friends. We still have another story. So this is one. We're going to X this one out. But we got one coming after it thanks to you guys. Andrew, and Andrew's pushing for another one. Look at Andrew going whole hog. Survives an octopus attack while scuba diving. Bigfoot love. Okay. Bigfoot love. I like it. Hey, Sarah. Howdy. Sarah had a story the other day. Andrew, look at Andrew. Hey, guys, could you do me a huge favor, too? We're at 115,000 likes. We do, if we hit our 500,000 tonight by 1 or by 2, because we got started a little bit late tonight, so we're going to stay until 2. But if you could help us reach that goal of 500K, we'll do something special for you. Now, we can do a reading. We can read Jurassic Park, or we can read whatever you guys want. Stephen King. We can do some creepy Halloween reading. We can read some old Where the Sidewalk Ends, whatever you guys like. We can do that as your kind of thank you for helping us hit that gifting goal or the likes goal. Or we can go explore like we do. We can ride the bike or we can go for a walk. And the walk, we get to see more wildlife maybe. It seems like we go a little slower. The bike, we just get to have fun and ride and maybe get to see our creature, our mystery creature. But help us hit those goals. And the reason I am a squeaking wheel and I beg for those things, every time you hit the like, it helps invite friends in. It helps get my videos seen. It creates traffic and buzz and noise for our page. So it really does well. If you guys have ever noticed, if you go to other content creators and they're really, a lot of people are really keen to do debate pages where they'll put a real, like a polarizing saying on there, like, you know, I don't believe this and you can argue with me type of thing. And they get a whole bunch of people in that room, 1,000 people, and they might only have 20 or 30 followers or something. The reason that they've got all that traffic is people are keen to argue and they're commenting. And a lot of people are commenting multiple times. So when that happens, it invites a lot of people in. And that kind of drama creates a buzz and draws people in. So I do ask you guys to comment now and then, even if you don't have anything much to say, put emojis. I like to guess what you're saying through emojis too. So pictures are good for me. And if you ever really want to be seen by my mods or by me, you have to put things in caps for me. But please, you don't have to gift to help us out. You can like, you can share, and you can comment. If you do share, I appeal to you to share in a way that's fruitful for us both. If you share to 10 people, if you share it 10 times, it shares to 10 people. But if you share one time to 5 or however many that lets you share, it doesn't. It only counts as one share. So that's a way that you can help us share too and create some more traffic. So I like to be a squeaking wheel as little as I can to do that before we get to our next story. But thank you guys all so much. And Scott, your birthday. I wish there was more I could do for your birthday other than a story. Drex, is you trying to say something to Scott? Is there something you want to say? Oh yeah, give me just 2 seconds. In a little bit, we're gonna have to take him for his peep peep and poop poop. We'll do that in a little bit, Drex. You're fine. Let's do Scott's story and then we'll do that. Let me charge my watch first. There we go. Scott has always enjoyed diving. Diving can be a very expensive pastime, a very expensive hobby. Does anybody know about that? It's like biking. You'd be surprised. Go lay down, buddy. Go. You'd be surprised how expensive biking can be. Now, you can go to Walmart and you can get a decent bike for a few $100s. But some of these people are paying more for a bike than I paid for trucks. Scuba diving's a lot like that. And many of you might know this, but I'm not going to say it. You scuba dive too, Brenda? Your dad was a diver, yeah? You guys like diving, let me know in the comments. And better yet, who can tell me what it means? What does scuba mean? I know some of you smarty pants out there will get it, but who can tell me what scuba means? But scuba's a very expensive habit, isn't it, Scott? and it gets in your blood. Hopefully you don't get anything else in your blood, like too much nitrogen. Hey, Kimber, love you. It's so good to see you. Snowing in Montana. Get out of Dodge. Wow, that's so cool. You guys have snow, let me know that too. You know a guy with a $22,000 mountain bike? Chill pill. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. So it can get crazy expensive. That's why Scott was so excited when he saw his gifts that birthday. It wasn't just one thing, it was multiple things from someone that appreciated him very much, from somebody that always appreciated him and had just come into finances enough that they could do and give back for all that was given to them. It was a beautiful system, not a regular tank system, but a 3 gas system. Really wonderful setup. Quite expensive. No, all expensive into this thing. Nothing was spared. Not only that, there was a remote controlled ROV. That way you could put that thing down in some holes before you went down scuba diving to make sure it was safe. And my favorite, it was a torpedo, it was called. It's an underwater device that you hold onto, and it can drag you through the water as fast as a fast man can run. You can get away from just about anything underwater with that thing. And now with electric vehicles as they are, it had quite the range, could get you out of a lot of trouble. But the whole thing was held together. Well, sometimes I get ahead of myself. Let's just tell you how his day went. It was his birthday, but like any other day, the poor man had to work. I always feel bad for a man or a woman that has to work on their birthday, Andrew. Thank you, Cinnamon. We love you guys. Thank you all for helping us out. But Scott is a giver. He's a man that likes to work. He feels good about the work that he does, and so do others. That's why they demand his work. But he also is a man that knows how to have fun. He had a surprise gift on his birthday. Quite the surprise. There was an envelope, a mysterious envelope. It was slid under his door, showing that somebody was familiar with him. It was an old manila envelope. There wasn't much to it, but inside was an intriguing note and also something else. A key. For your special day, it said, at the marina. Slot A, space 14. He didn't know what to think of it. He thought to himself, who in the world would set up something like this? Was it a joke or was it his family? Maybe they did it. Help us reach 500K and Meemaw will. Does that say do a striptease? What? Who wrote that? Meemaw is willing to help however she can, but good night. Hey, we hit a goal! Oh, are you kidding? Oh, no way! Shelly, we hit a goal. That was 5,100. Was that 9? 5,109 or 5,108? Holy cow, bananas. That means we got another story. 2 more on top of this. You guys this whole night's going to be a story night. Thank you, Andrew Spalding, coming in out of the gate big time. 3.1 on the awesome scale. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Awesome.
Followed by Cinnamon. Yeah. What do you think of that? Followed by our Cinnamon. Cinnamon, thank you so much. Cinnamon does so much. You're absolutely amazing. Cinnamon Kitty. I won't say it. Someday I might slip up, but I'm not going to say the full name, but you follow Cinnamon. You guys go up and you'll see the people that helped with all this. TikTok stole my baby. We love you. It's been a while. I didn't even see you come in. Hey, thank you so much. How do I miss so much when I'm telling stories? Jay Lloyd. Hey, Jay Lloyd, thank you so much. Yago. King Sausage Minute, off to the wood chipper. 7 friends obliterated that gifting goal. 7 of you. That's a good number. That's an amazing number. And thank you guys so much. I feel like I'm going to just hit the floor. I'm so excited. You guys are unreal. Hey, Carrie, thank you for the Boo Ghost. Hey, Scott, thank you so much. Was that 5,000? I'm going to say 5,109, right? If I'm wrong, then I can switch it. But I think it's 5,001 or 5,009 or is it 5,010? Let's just do 5,010 to be safe. I think. I don't even know. Shelly, I have a hard time keeping track of things.
It's okay.
She said, it's okay.
I'm here to help.
5,010. Did I get it right? I did. So let me make sure. So, yep, that's 5,000. You guys are unbelievable. James, thank you so much. You guys are overwhelming me. Absolutely overwhelming me. What was I even saying before I got sidetracked and overwhelmed by them?
I don't know, but I can say how awesome you are while you're thinking of that.
Reset the live goal. Thank you, Andrew. You guys, thank you for
guys
the water.
so much.
You guys literally have just blown me away. White Wolf and James. Wow. Sally is such a beautiful soul, isn't she?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I was talking about Scott. Yes.
Good night.
Good night, Sally.
You're the best. Oh,
Trying to keep me up.
good night, everyone. Love you all. You're the best too. Bye.
I messed up my mustache. I hate it. Whoops. My real voice came through for just a second. There we go. Almost gave up. You almost heard my real voice. All right. Now, where were we, Scott? Oh, yes, the marina. Well, you already knew the man had to work all day. After his long day at work, finding that note, he wasn't so sure he wanted to go to the marina. But he was rather intrigued by it all. It's not every day it's one's birthday. And it didn't seem like anybody had planned a party or anything. So I guess he would go check it out. After he made himself a supper and nobody made a fuss over him, he slipped out to the vehicle and he drove down to the marina. It's not that far away, only about 10 miles. He got to the marina and looked around and saw the general direction that he was meant to head. So he began in that direction. He saw the slip that he was pointed to, and he saw the boat. It was a beautiful boat. It was a boat that you could cruise on, that you could live on full time. It was a boat that wouldn't break your bank to fill it up, though. It was in that sweet spot between excessive and just enough. It was a wonderful boat. When he got on the boat, he realized that the key worked, and he was meant to take the boat out. He got on board the boat and went down into the hold, hollering the whole time, "Anybody here? Surprise!" People jumped up from every conceivable place, scared him half to death. It was his loved ones. They hadn't forgot his birthday after all. They had been planning something. Right there on that boat, he couldn't figure it. And his loved ones explained to him that they were just about in the dark about the whole thing as he was. They all got invitations to come. They all had specific parts to play in this surprise party, but nobody knew who the benefactor was. Nobody at all. It was rather odd. Scott was looking around at each one of them, thinking it could be them. But who had the kind of money to rent this boat for the night? As the presents began to come, he realized that whoever had done it had spared no expense. The gifts seemed to get more and more extravagant. The dry suit, the wetsuit alone, $10,000-$12,000. Not to mention those tanks I talked about into the $30,000 and $40,000. Masks of the greatest kind, flippers, everything. The remote operated vehicle would fetch more money than the nicest Ford F-350 pickup truck that I might use to pull a trailer with. Phenomenal. And then the torpedo, that was near $100,000. The gifts, more extravagant. And then finally, a small envelope. The envelope had a key in it with another small handwritten note, the same writing. It said, "Walk to the stern of the boat and look over." He did. There was a small boat attached to it. He couldn't believe whoever had given him this entire party and all of these things had supplied him with a beautiful 14-foot long boat. Beautiful, maybe 18 foot long at least. It was a Grady white, a wonderful boat. It would be a boat that any person would dream, lust after, if you know boats. He couldn't believe that somebody would give him such things. He got down to the boat and he realized that the gifts weren't over. There was another gift. This one made Scott drop down to the seat of his pants. He's not one for crying or displays of crying or anything of the sort, but tears came to his eyes. There was a note inside it. It said, "Dear friend, for all that you've done and all you've inspired, I hope this boat helps you reach your dreams." It was the second key to the yacht that he had been in. It hadn't been rented at all. Someone had given it to him, clear out, free of title. He couldn't understand any of this. His head was swimming, hyperventilating. He had to take a deep breath. Oh my goodness. There's got to be a catch, he thought. Where are the cameras? There were cameras all over the boat. Someone had to be pulling his leg. But they weren't. There was another gift. It was a bit of a scavenger hunt. There were clues on this one and said that there was a hidden, buried treasure that would need to be found. But to do so, they would need to undertake a great journey, a journey that he had always wanted to undertake, the mysterious benefactor, but had never been able. And it was up to Scott to do so. Scott thought for just a moment that he would love to undertake such a journey, but could not. It was almost as if the person had thought of that. There was in addition to the envelope, that he must check the main area of the salon, that there was important information, a map of sorts that would lead to the treasure. That map also included some very important paperwork that showed Scott that he would never have to check into his 9 to 5 again. He would be one of those independently wealthy sorts, a person, whoever this person, benefactor was, had seen to that. I won't tell you guys the exact amount because it's none of our business. I don't want Scott to feel pressured to tell you anything. Let's just say it was a type of figure that meant that he could pay for gas in both the ships and never have to worry about checking in, paying his way as he went, check to check ever again. The map, though, no, the map seemed funny in a lot of ways because it was nonsensical. Something out of Lord of the Rings or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. There was a map, yes, and a strange poem that went with it. But also, the destination, X marks the spot. Nobody would believe in a million years. In a million years, nobody would believe the fountain of youth. But Scott didn't have anything better to do now, no job to go to. And whoever had set all this up at his expense, whether they were pulling his leg or not, the journey would be fun to undertake. Weeks at sea, no job to go to, all of his loved ones looked after. Why not have a little adventure, Flair? Why not have a little bit of fun in your life, friends? Why not? He's not going to say no. It took him some time to process all of this, but yes, it was a big, fat, yes, I'll do it. He set sail as the captain of his own vessel. Even though he wasn't captaining the ship, he had a captain to do so. He could afford that type of thing now. Did you know that it was near $100,000 to fill up both ships for the journey? It's not a problem for Scott any longer. He has a hard time wrapping his mind around that. He still wants to pinch every penny, as he always has. And let the man do as he will, Scott. After the trip, you promised to get the animal sanctuary. Yes! Oh. No, Scott was in for the penny and in for the pound of this trip. Now, friend, no expense spared. He had a 5-star chef on board, and he had all of the workers and helpers that he could get. But he remembers what it was like to be a worker and a helper himself, so let's just say that they were spoiled and treated very well. Working aboard his ship was a dream for everyone, even the ones working. But the journey itself would take him to a place that he never thought that he would here have anything to do with the Fountain of Youth. Everybody knows that Ponce de Leon found or was looking in Florida for the Fountain of Youth. But what a lot of people don't realize is that he looked somewhere else first, along the coast of the Mato Grosso, Brazil. That was where he had been led, and that was where they were heading. But not just to the ocean there, but to the river mouth and in a tributary towards the Amazon. The ship itself, believe it or not, would be easy going up the Amazon. In fact, it was almost as if it was made for a very shallow draft, almost self-sustaining. It had electric engines, but fed by a diesel power plant, which made it have enormous range. Even though it cost $100,000 to fill up the diesel, it would last for quite literally months at sea or up a river. It was as if the benefactor knew all of these things. Well, it looks like they were going up the Amazon River in this boats. Friends, I don't think you can understand the joy of it, from the ocean to the great river. When you find yourself in the Amazon River, where it meets the ocean, you can't tell the difference. So massive. Computer, play the Green Mile soundtrack.
The Green Mile.
So massive that it appears as if it is still the ocean. But soon, the water begins to muddy, and you begin to push upstream, and it narrows. They saw riverboats, massive riverboats, full of people. Just, you would think that the people would drown the boat. So many people hanging off, hammocks everywhere. It was a strange sight to see this enormous pleasure craft, full of security and everything else they needed, attachés and liaisons. They had people leading this expedition. Now, it was a joke among everybody that they were looking for the Fountain of Youth. It was all fun and games. People weren't taking it seriously. Scott wasn't taking it seriously. But they would meet somebody that day that would change all of that. A mysterious figure, a man that came aboard. It was odd because the note had talked about picking up a passenger, and this was the passenger. The man was very strange. His accent, you couldn't quite place it. Scott, it was American and European, Australian and Chinese, and a little bit of everything, you see. You also couldn't tell how old the bugger was. He had wrinkles and crow feet on his face, but he appeared to be a man anywhere from 28 to 58. Strange he was, with an odd hat and way that he laughed. He told us that we would be mooring in the river there, that we could not go any farther in the main craft, that is why they had this small Grady White. It could go where the other craft could not go. And it would only be a small team that could go any farther. Scott would need all of his scuba gear, every bit of it. The others, if they wanted to dive, would need theirs. But primarily Scott. Scott would be diving alone, but for the strange man with him. He had diving gear with him, and Scott got a glimpse of it. It was as odd as the man, old diving gear, the type of diving gear, Cinnamon, and Scott, that you would recognize fairly quickly as archaic almost. Scott wanted to question it, but he thought, surely the man won't dive with that. He must have other things somewhere. But the man seemed fully intent on diving with that old antique equipment. He wouldn't hear any objections. But first they had to get to the dive site. And Scott was quite, well, to be honest, a bit worried, Cinnamon. Why in the world would he want to dive in the Amazon? It'll be safe, the man assured him. Scott wasn't frightened, but he was concerned with things like black caiman and anaconda. The man said that there wouldn't be a concern where they'd be going. With a strange glint and a wink in his eye, they set off upriver. They traveled down a tributary and then another one. He thought that they would make it that day, but they kept going into the night, which was dangerous to do on the Amazon or her tributaries. You don't travel at night on the Amazon if you can help it. There's hazards in the water, there's animals, there are people that might try to do you harm. But the man was unswayed. He knew exactly where they were heading. It was as if he didn't even need light to go where they were going. Soon, the bottom of the boat began to scrape, and it seemed as if they would not go any farther. Scott began to ask if they should stop and not push forward, but the man said, "It'll open up in just a little bit." At one point, a great big fat green snake dropped out of one of the trees. Everybody jumped but Scott. He recognized the type immediately as a type of boa that lives in the area, a tree boa. He loved snakes, still does. He gently picked it up and put it back on another tree branch. Poor thing had been disturbed. He said, "That's all. It only bit because it was scared." The man nodded and smiled at this, a strange look in his eye as if he approved. Well, he already knew that you would do something like that. They opened up into a section of river that appeared to be an oxbow lake. It wasn't a tributary at all, it seemed. It was a river mouth. Good night. It opened into a beautiful lake, covered in enormous lily pads. For some reason, the water was so crystal clear, blue and green, gray and brown, many different myriad colors. Scott exclaimed at this. "It must be spring-fed," and the man nodded. "It surely is spring-fed," he said. "Would you guys do me a huge favor? Would you please share? Would you fill up that little bar up there as many times as you can? And some of our friends that might not know that we're on, they'll come in here in a little bit. But would you please do that? It would really help us out. I bet you we can get 100 people in here or more. It'd be really, really great." The water itself was absolutely as clear and beautiful as any water that you would see in the Amazon or cenotes, those blue water holes in Belize and in Mexico, in Florida, the springs in Florida. Scott couldn't wait to get in the water now, still concerned about snakes after the snake fell into the boat, but the man assured him where they'd be diving, they'd be just safe once again. Before he knew it, they were at the very dead center of the lake. You could see some disturbance under the water, even though it was silt coming up. You could see where the spring itself was coming out. "We've reached the dive site," the man said. "Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Cinnamon. We've hit the dive site." And sure enough, they had. "Look at that. We got 88 in here. We're cruising towards 100. We're cruising towards 100. I bet you we'll hit 100. And I bet you the way you guys are cooking, we'll hit 200 here by 1 o'clock. I bet you we will. The way you guys are rocking. So thank you so much for all of your efforts. Folks, I'm seeing hearts. Hey, I like that. I love it. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. They suited up, but first they wanted to try out some of their toys. And Scott said, "Would you mind if I put the remotely operated vehicle down?" The man said, "I would insist." And like two kids at Christmas, they played with the ROV. It had all kinds of buttons on the thing. And there, Scott and the others and the man stood looking at a great big screen. Your phone could attach right to it as well, but he had it attached to something more like an iPad. And it was interesting because you could see not only ahead and all the way around it, but you could see the ROV itself almost waiting for some great big fish to come and grab it, like something from a Star Wars movie. When one big thing grabs it, then another one comes and grabs it. But that little brightly colored, well-lit ROV took off like a little torpedo and shot down there. It was beautiful. And there were snakes. Are you serious? Oh! Did you guys do another one? There's no way. Did you really? Oh, James, Cinnamon, no way. We got 3 more stories coming. You guys are unbelievable. That's 5,000. Holy cow, that was 5,110. This next number is going to be amazing. 5111. That is bananas, guys. You guys are unreal. James coming in at 2.4 clicks of awesomeness. Thank you, Cinnamon. Cinnamon, 906. Freaking amazing points. We love you guys. Andrew Spalding, you guys are unreal friends. Follow our friends that are gifting. The friends that are doing this, they're not doing it to be recognized. I swear on everything, you have no idea. This makes them so uncomfortable. It really, really does. But I do it because we're trying to build an army of good people here. And you don't just follow me, follow our friends. You guys have no idea what it means to me to have this community, for you guys outside to hang out and have friendships and have families, like people getting together for holidays and stuff, because of us, because of this, because of you. Follow them. They do this so you get a story. So somebody that's coming here and never's had a story before, so they can get picked and have a story. It might change their day. It might brighten their day. It might give them something to think about other than what they're going through. So thank you, and thank them by giving them a follow. We got Cursor the Wolf, my brother. Wolf, give me a howl. It's been a while. Give me a howl, friends. You might just wake your hubby up or the wifey poo, but that's okay. They'll go back to sleep. Hey, Kay Hensley, thank you so much. Gulf Coast Diver, there's Scott. J. Lloyd, and off to the wood chipper. You guys, 8 friends obliterated that gift goal. Absolutely obliterated it. Obliterated it. I can try to say that 3 times fast. You'll see me get mixed up. And I'm setting another one up, and we're getting right back to it because you guys are unfreaking real tonight. That is a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 1. What? You see that, Uncle Tic Tac? You should let more friends come in. We're behaving ourselves. Everything's going nicely. Be nice. I'll show a little bit of this if you let more people come in. Make it dance. All right, I won't do that. Yeah, all right. We just lost about 14, 15 people. They're like, oh dear God, no, please. No, not that. No. No, not anything like that. But see, a little bit of skin. A little bit of skin alert. Now, where was I? We got a story. What was I talking about before I got so sidetracked by you guys being awesome? It is for everyone to hear a story and to get a chance for a story. You hear that? And that's absolutely right. They do it so we all get a chance of having a story and fun. Now, was I right in the middle of a story? Oh, yeah, I was right in the middle of the story. Good night, man. You guys got me so sidetracked. Then that remotely operated vehicle that Scott's playing with, it's so awesome. It's down there in the deep. And friends, I got to be honest with you. Scott looked at the man, and the man looked at Scott when they came across the great big snake down there. The man looked at him and said, I told you there's nothing to worry about. I didn't tell you there's not snakes down there. Scott thought, trust me, you'll be fine where we're going. We're going down there, down the hole. Down the spring itself? Yes, the man said. Are you ready? They suited up. Andrew, thank you. Scott, thank you guys. They suited up. Scott put on his fancy new tanks and his new suit, his new dive knife, his new dive belt, his new dive weights, and all of his goodies. He tried them all out ahead of time, friends. You never dive with somebody else's dive gear without testing it out, friend. You just don't do. Dwarf Lionfish, thank you all. You guys are amazing tonight, you know. Absolutely bloody amazing. The water was surprisingly warm as the warmest pool I've been in, probably around 90 degrees. It was a heated spring. And then they began going down. There was quite a lot of force, and he had to use a lot of weight to get down it. But once he got through the maelstrom of bubbles coming up, they broke into a wonderland. Friends, I want you to understand that what I'm about to describe to you, you don't go telling people about this, please. This should remain a hidden place, a wonderful hidden place. Not that you would ever find it, I suppose. It was the most beautiful crystals that you had ever seen. It was like coming into a new universe, a strange dream world. When Scott got through the bubbles, he was met with the most beautiful sight that he had ever seen. These crystals were lit by some strange magnificence. They were multifaceted like flames, many different colors lighting the whole chamber. And it was a chamber. The water was glowing beautiful green and blue and pink and purple from the crystals. Scott thought to himself, any one of those crystals would be worth a fortune. Then he laughed. I'm worth a fortune, he thought. I don't need to worry about that. And he just marveled. There was a strange feeling. I can't really describe it, friends. Some people out there believe in the power of crystals, and some don't. Some believe in the healing potential and the healing power, but let me just share this with you. Crystals can heal. They give off unique properties that we're just now beginning to understand. Scott knew immediately that there was something wrong or right with this place. He couldn't quite decide. He felt different, invigorated, like he had had a 5-hour energy and a Red Bull and a cup of Cuban coffee, and maybe fresh after some lovemaking, that warm glow. He felt great. Maybe it's radiation, he thought. But no, he wouldn't feel good would he? He kept swimming. He kept following the man. There was no guideline. The man was his guideline. They began to head up. Up. When he was within a few feet of the surface, he was surprised and shocked and didn't understand. The surface of the water was roiling. It looked like it was on fire, like oil on water had caught fire, but no. It was some strange, nearly gelatinous substance. There was no flame to it. There was no burn. He pushed through it and came out into another dream. He had to pinch himself. Scott, do you remember? Wondering if what you were seeing was actually true or real. How could it be? It was a room full of gold, silver, gems of every type. Emeralds, rubies, sapphire, diamonds that were yellow. Great big diamonds as big as your fist. Beautiful green emeralds, sapphires so blue that it made your heart ache. Amethyst. Many others. Scott gasped to see it. It was all lit with that strange, magnificent radiance. The sound of running water caught his attention immediately. It was a roar coming from a distant wall in this great room full of gems. He followed the man who had never said a word, was only looking at Scott's face in wonder, enjoying the way that he was enjoying everything. Sorry, friend, I can't do a live right now. Maybe another time, though. He had so many questions, but he was in awe, and he was following it. He just didn't know what to do other than to put one foot in front of the other. This whole thing seemed like a dream. It was his birthday. How? How could it still be his birthday? Maybe this was a dream, Scott thought. This all seems so unreal. The water was gushing out of the side of a crystalline mountain. It was shimmering. The water itself had a strange appearance, almost silvery, almost as if it was mineralized itself. It was cold coming out of the mountain itself, and this area was warm. The man approached the water without hesitating and reached out a hand and took a drink. Scott began to question and then looked at the man's face. It's all right, friend. I've been here before. Trust me. You have to try this water. It's the reason that we're here. The man held out his hands to Scott. Scott thought of all the things that could go wrong. But for some reason, he hadn't been led astray so far. He listened to the man. He didn't take the man's offer of his outstretched hands, but he reached his own hands into the stream gushing out of the mountain, and he took a sip. It was as if he jumped into an icy pool of water in the middle of the Arctic. His entire consciousness and everything that he was fired, like it was firing on all cylinders for the first time ever. There was a rumbling, a stretching in his brain that I can't really describe. There was a flowing and a burning in his veins as if his blood was boiling with cold fury. He looked at the man frightened, thinking that he had been poisoned for the briefest of moments. But then he heard the man's voice. The man's lips weren't moving. It's all right, Scott. Ride it out. You'll be all right. Ride it out. Scott did. It became transcendent. It was pain. Yes, don't get me wrong, it was pain. But it was beautiful pain. It was the type of pain that leaves you wanting more of. Just a little more. See how much you could take of it. Scott was screaming in pleasant agony. Somehow he had found himself on the floor, rolling around. It was orgasmic. He was in another world. He opened his eyes briefly and saw the man. The man sat down next to him, watching. Scott drifted for some time. When he came to, the man was still with him, still sitting as he had been. Scott sat up. Something seemed very different. And he realized what it was immediately. He should have been in agony getting down on the ground like that. He had a bad back. Even though he was fit and did all the things that he did, he always had a bad back. He just never let anybody know. He never complained about it, but it was a constant agony. That constant agony was gone. It was hard to explain how that felt, how freeing it felt to be free of a yoke of pain that had been there for years. With everything else that had happened, he didn't question. He just appreciated. He looked up at the man, and the man looked down at him and said, "It seems that I have some explaining to do." Scott said, "No. I think I understand." "Yes," the man said, "I think you do." They both said it at the same time. We found the fountain of youth. Saying it out loud, verbalizing it in some way, broke the spell. For the next half an hour, Scott listened to the man, his guide, the benefactor in all of this, as the man explained what Scott's long future held, as long as he made trips back to this place every so often, a few hundred years, give or take. He would live forever. The man said he didn't know how many had come before and how many still visited the place. There weren't many. He'd never run into any, but there had been signs of their passing. But he did know occasionally some came back to end it all. They found the long years intolerable. But Scott, one of the strange effects immediately upon drinking the water, his stretching feeling that he experienced, was exactly that. His brain was stretching. His capabilities, his abilities, leaving him with some extraordinary abilities now. We don't have time to get into all that because the dog needs to peep, peep, and poop, poop. But it was an amazing birthday, all things experienced. One that our friend would never forget. He would have many more birthdays, many, many more. And he would celebrate every one. But none of them, not one, would ever be as good. There was one question Scott had. One question. Why me? The man simply winked and said, "The universe knows what the universe knows." And it's time for a little pee-pee poo-poo. Please turn the YouTube camera to face you. Oh, you're right. I have been naughty, haven't I? Sorry, guys. I've been really bad about that, haven't I? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set up. We're going to do our single time. Sorry, guys. I got it. I saw it there now. I'm sorry. I just now saw it. I apologize. I went over to sit down and be lazy. I do that sometimes. Speaking of lazy, not on me, but one of you. You probably just because you don't want me to say anything nice. Hold on a second. Who sent Shelley these things in our P.O. box? Somebody sent Shelley some premium powder Ice Max man care for down there. And I don't know who sent it, but I'd like to know so I could thank you for it. It's from me, I'm sure. Lazy, I'm here. That's my calling, friend said. Scott, unforgettable birthday. Thank you so much, creature. Scott, you're an unforgettable person. And thank you so much for what you do for us, what you bring to our family here, and for being our friend. Hopefully someday I'll be able to give back the way that you have. We love you. We really do. And thank you all of our friends that are liking and commenting. If you enjoy these stories, please feel free to like. Please feel free to tip. There is still, I don't know if we have our tip feature back or not. Maybe you guys can check on your page. Sometimes there's a tip feature there, sometimes it's not. But there's also a link tree that you can always pull the link tree up. You're able to do that and find out many different ways. If you enjoy the stories, think of it like somebody that plays music on the side of the street. If you enjoy the music, throw a coin in their bucket. If you don't enjoy it, don't kick their bucket over or try to ruin their day. Just walk on. But, it would really help. We squeak about things that are important when it comes to the show and funding the show, but we've had some things come up recently that have Shelley. Shelley gets a little more stressed than I do, but every gift that's coming in tonight is going to go towards a very surprise expense that we didn't know we had in a $500 deposit that we needed on top of the rent for our new spot. So that kind of came out of left field. So everything that's coming tonight, that's why we're so overwhelmed with all the gifting. That's going to go directly into that surprise expense that popped up, which just when you think you got something kind of sorted out, they're like, oh, by the way, we got this one to add on to the deal. So thank you, everybody that's helped tonight. That's going to help me sleep a little bit better and Shelley sleep a little bit better. We appreciate you very much. At this time, it's a little later than I usually do it, but we're going to go over and take the dog out. If you haven't met Drax yet, and you too, you guys have to see Drax. I don't know if you can see him or not. He's over here. He's waiting and he's watching. You guys see his little nugget? It's not so little, is it? He's like, Daddy, gotta peep peep. We gotta go poop poop. So he has a flashlight on now. Come here, buddy. Let's turn your flashlight on, shall we? I turned it down on the lighter setting. There we go. And I got it on underneath his fat neck, so when he goes walking, he can. I don't know if you see that light now. Look at it. How cool is that? Drax has got a flashlight. Drax has got a flashlight. So single mingle time. Let's do this. And we got 3 more stories when we come back, man. We're cooking. And we only got 2 more hours to do it when I come back or so, like an hour and 45 minutes. So thanks to our gifters. Don't give up now. We almost got another gift goal. We'll throw another one in there. We're going to tell stories until we're done. So 3 more people are getting stories. So moderators, Fran, would you be looking out for one of those? I'd like Fran. Fran, if you guys don't know Fran is, there's different moderators have different like parts here. I don't know, Fran. I think you might be the heart. You might be the heart of this joint. You know that you're such an integral part, and we sure love our Fran. Now, for those of you that don't have a Fran or an Andrew or a Creech in your life, and you're single and you want to mingle and you don't want to be single anymore, this might be a good opportunity. We go out for 15, 20 minutes. We let you guys play and have fun when I'm away. Now, we had fun with it last night, but tonight I need another RA. I need somebody to be a snoop for me. So who's it going to be tonight? Who should be our tattletale tonight? When I'm gone, like, you know, the babysitter, the person that's in charge, somebody's got to be in charge. Last night it was maple syrup, so somebody's got to watch out for you kids. You don't have too much fun while I'm gone. But this is the part where you get to pick the music and you get to have some fun and say, hey, my name is so-and-so, and I'm from Idaho, and I am 6'4", and I'm very well endowed with a large brain and big hands and feet for fighting for your love. So this is where you single cats have some fun and kick it up. Now, Andrew, TikTok is a mess. Please be assured that us mods are working with Creech and Shelley on a plan. Thank you very much, Andrew. We notice things are a little bit different tonight, but we sure love you guys. We're going to get everything sorted. Now, if you could, though, if you could, what music? Andrew, I want you, Andrew. Okay, I'm going to put Andrew on the spot here. Andrew, when you're getting ready to make fun time, you know, and you guys are having a sexy night out, you know what I mean? Like a little bit of love and dancing and all that fun time. What music would you play? Somebody say Keith Sweat. That does sound good. But we got to let Andrew. Andrew, I want Andrew to pick this one. If you were your poor wife, she's probably like, don't tell. We like the Carpenters. Now, whatever it is, Andrew's like, oh, please don't make me. What is your lovey music? What is you're going to get the I'm in the mood music? You know what I mean? We're going to try to be PG-13. We'll call it belly to belly time. What do you say there? Gospel bluegrass, Simple Jake. There you go. There you go. Hey, whatever tips your rocker, man. You know what I mean? Pure Moods. All right, let's play. I don't know if it'll do it. Computer, play Pure Moods.
Pure Moods, the ultimate new age collection by various artists.
Oh, I got this. I'm going to be Andrew for just a minute. Ready? Honey, you hear my music? Behold, the freshly shaved Andrew. Andrew, I unfortunately I have a mental picture right now of you wearing nothing but white socks, dancing around the room to this song for your beloved. Everything just swinging every which way, and you with a big smile on your face. Why do I see that, damn it? I don't want to see that. I don't want it anymore. Stop it, Creech. Why do I have such a good imagination? Andrew, no. Please. All right. Now that we all have a visual that we cannot get rid of, you got it. You got it. That's right. There's going to be some belly to belly time at Andrew Casa tonight with that dance performance. She, of course, was attracted by it. It's a thing, all right? Everybody has a thing. oh, you got it going. You like that? Andrew, I could see it, man. He's been working out, too. He's looking good. He's all fit. Could use a little sun on the tushy, though. It looks like a cooked chicken. Boiled chicken, as my friend says. Thank you so much, Meemaw. Thank you, Meemaw. Now, are you guys happy with this mood music, or should we pick something other than Andrew's mood music? Should we pick something else? What do you think? Andrew is the man, karate guy. You got that right. You got that right. I'm ashamed watching him dance around like that. Better looking like a fried chicken, Josh Fresno. A boiled chicken. That old rear end looking like you got a present. Hey, Florida man! You just right down the road. We'll get together. Throw out your back while pressing those hams, Andrew. That's right, Andrew. Careful of your back. Andrew's gone silent. I think maybe he's feeling it now. He's like, oh, honey, I stripped down to my socks. I love you, Andrew. So you got to see Andrew dance. Now, it wasn't the exact Andrew, but it was close enough. You know, just have to imagine the rest, you know. But love you. Oh, we love you, buddy. Now, oh, this is good, too. A little bit of Sail Away. The multi-guest thing. Oh, you'll show me. Oh, we'll have to do that when I got to take the dog out. I got to take the dog out first. So let's do that. Wait a second. K-Dub, Omega, you guys be nice behind my back and keep the lights going. We're going to take Drax out. We got to take him out. We have to, but I got to get something together first. Hold on. Drax has got his flashlight. All right. Now, what do I need to do here? I got to take my medicine. It's so funny, Drax wandering around, lighting everything up. He's lighting everything up. You know what, guys? I might be able to do something here. Hold on, Drax. Watch out. I don't know if I can turn you guys to where you can see the board, maybe, or something. Hold on a second. I need to fix the board up when we come back. I've got the YouTube crowd facing that way so they can see the board. I know it's not the best thing for you guys to look at, but then you guys maybe will be able to pop over there. Now you guys have fun behind my back. Oh, we got to have somebody keep an eye on things too, don't we? Who are we going to have keep an eye on things? Melissa, can I trust you? Who can I trust? Fran, I know I can trust you. We need somebody when I go out to make sure that you guys aren't getting in the liquor cabinet or going through my underwear drawer or anything like that, or having big wild parties while we're out having a peep peep and a poop poop with a doggo. So you guys, who's going to be watching tonight? The YouTube page, you guys babysit for us. You guys watch them, and they'll watch you. But who is it? Terry Mallett. You know what? K-Dub, Melissa Allen. You know what? I think maybe Melissa. Babysit. There's Nick. All right, we got Nick. I'll tell you what, we got two people. Melissa, you watch Nick, and Nick, you watch Melissa. I'm just kidding. You guys do it. The two of you. I know I can trust both of you, but I'm interested to see if you guys both stick to the same story when I come back. I'm watching you. Now, friends, here's the moment where you go out and you get your coffee, you get your drink, your 5-hour energy, you have your vape, whatever you guys do. Take your doggy for a pee-pee and a poop-poop, and we'll be back in 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 20 minutes if he's struggling to get one out. But usually it doesn't take quite that long, so it shouldn't be that long. What flashlight do I want, Drax? I think I'll take. What do you think, guys? That should do the trick. This is not very good single music, is it? We could do better single music than this. Stop saying, oh, I got to stop saying that, don't I? Oh, that's what the problem. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. What can I say that? What can I say that? I'll figure it out. You'll have to help me with that one. Sorry, guys. We're just going to call you the stepchildren. We're going to call them the stepchildren over there. Sorry, please don't be offended. We still love you, but you're stepchildren at this point, okay? We don't want to get in trouble with Uncle over there. The inner tube, that's good. That's good. I like that, friend. Now I got to find my sandals and I got to take him before he starts squawking here. There we go. Oh yeah, we need to have some romantic music. Somebody said Keith Sweat. Let's do a little bit of Keith Sweat. Computer, play music by Keith Sweat.
Shuffling songs by Keith Sweat on Amazon Music.
Girl, I want to make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry, stop it, Drex. I'm going to push it some more. It sounds really violent, actually. I never really thought about it. Maybe I shouldn't sing that. All right, let's go outside. Stop being such a bulldog. You guys ready for this? Now, listen. If you guys find true love here, let me know, because we can marry you up. But I truly do. Listen, I believe we got some really cool goods here. You know, there's this whole TikTok shop thing going on. We're doing like a TikTok dating thing here. You know, and we've already got some stuff going on behind the scenes. I hear about it. A little bit of did you hear what they said? You know, I hear these things. So Melissa and Nick, you guys keep an eye on things, all right? I'm gonna check when I come back and see what's up. Make sure you guys haven't went too crazy. 15, 20 minutes, we'll be back. Behave yourselves, kind of. Come on, butthead, let's go pee-pee. Well, guys,